Just about to get underway here with the first game of the day between the Eastern Dukes and the Western Rebels. This game is sponsored by Gateway Hyundai in Port Hawkesbury. With both teams lined up on their respective blue lines, we ask that you now please rise, remove your headwear, and face the flag for the playing of our national anthem.
And welcome back to the Port Hawkesbury Civic Center for this contest in our third day of the Maritime 2025 Championships U16 AAA here as the Dukes take on the Rebels. The Dukes have yet to win a game here in this tournament thus far. Rebels already have one win, and this, interesting to note, is a rematch of the PEI Championship 7-game series which went on earlier this year, in which the Dukes won in 7 games. So it should be a hard-fought contest. Could be plenty of penalties and jostling after the whistles. These teams know each other very well, as that shot in by the Dukes to start things off. Dumped in around the boards. Taken there and rimmed around by Chesson. Moves it onto the wing. Kicked at there by Otway. Ace Otway holding on, fires it into the offensive zone here to get things started on the cycle play here for the Rebels as they start to get the physical play going. A chance for the net shot. They score! The Rebels strike first. Just 22 seconds in. And they lead the game 1-0 here in the first. What a quick strike here. Talk about a quick start to a hockey game here for the Rebels. Draw one there by the Dukes as they look to respond here, dumping it in the offensive zone. Rooney tried to, or excuse me, Mon tried to stop that up. Kobe Mon getting the start and goal for the Rebels. And Jet Mills getting the goal for the Rebels. And Brogan Chason getting the assist here on that goal by Mills. As an intercept here, a shot there, a quick pad save there for Rooney, or excuse me, for Mond rather, as Crowley holds that at the line. Out it goes to neutral zone ice. Here come the Dukes again, trying to fire it in there was McDonald. He goes for a line change, along with Crowley as the defensive unit changes up. On the far wall here, looking to exit the zone. Pass ahead to Gamble, leading goal scorer for the Rebels. Pulling on wide, taking shot there is blocked in front. Good follow up there in the corner here, as that's off the netting and a stoppage in play ensues here. .18:41 remaining here in the first. I'd like to thank this game's sponsor, Gateway Hyundai, for supporting local hockey here and supporting this contest in particular. It's always good to see local companies support local hockey and give these tournaments a leg up here with sponsoring the events and making it possible for us to come here and broadcast this to you as well. As that comes down the wing, a shot there goes wide on that chance for the Dukes. Dumped in by Green around the boards. Morrison on the forecheck. Stopped by Hunter into the corner. Out to neutral zone ice. Dumped back in here by the Dukes. Held up there by Trivers. Alexander Trivers drops it off there for Hutt. Harrison Hutt moves it on the wing. Hard hit there on the boards. Trainer follows it up here for the Dukes, or excuse me, the Rebels. They dump it out, and the Dukes look to attack once again. Taken there and chipped on the backhand by Bowring. Bowring got it in deep, looking for an intercept here as the Dukes try to dump it in. And McGregor, or excuse me, Fisher not able to get that too far. That goes down deep, and that'll be icing here against the Dukes with 17:33 left in the opening frame. Offensive zone face-off here for the Rebels. Good battle off the draw as McLernan gets a hold of it, trying to clear. Taken here and moved ahead by Fisher. Intercepted there, dumped back in here for the Rebels to chase. Almost intercepted there by Gamble, who tried to get on that loose puck. Hold at the point, winding shot that goes wide of that stick side. Held there by James. He fires, tipped there by Gamble and just wide. Gamble follows it up and fires it off the boards. Looking for Phillips. Good battle here in the corner. Taking it once again, centering pass. They're taken by the Dukes as they skate out of the zone. McLernan fires it in for a dump and chase. Stopped up behind the goal by Mond. Plays the puck off the glass around the boards. Held there by Fisher. Moved ahead to Sigsworth. Sigsworth's ahead looking for McFarland. He goes for a line change. Full line change for the Rebels as out come the Dukes now dumping it in. Around the boards it goes as Ty Collins gets a hold of it in the corner. Stripped of the puck. Here's a backhand shot there, and it's blocked in front. Crowley on the point now. Holding on to it, waits and shoots, looking for a tip there, and it goes out into neutral zone ice, retrieved here by the Dukes. Outlet passer, Bullpit, he tips it into the zone, but that's going to be offside here at the blue line for a stoppage in play. Neutral zone face-off here. Colin McCormick on the draw for the Dukes. Draw one cleanly there by the Rebels as they get a hold of it on defense, firing it off the boards. And a foot race for the puck here. Goes all the way on goal. Past the goal, icing waved off here as the Rebels move in behind. Good hit there in the corner, but it's going to be called here. And it's going to be a boarding call here. I didn't have the right angle on it. Looks like it's going to be a questionable hit. As the Dukes are going to go to the box here. So this is our first power play of the game, brought to you by AB Mechanical. And so now the Rebels going on the power play. And they'll have a chance to extend their lead to 2 here in the first. As Jet Mills steps up to the draw. Draw one there cleanly by Mills across to the point there to McFarland. McFarland back to Gamble. Now back to McFarland, stepping in, shooting. What a stick save that was by Kennedy. Lincoln Kennedy getting the start and goal. A shot there, just sails over the goal. A quick high riser of a shot that was about half a foot over the net. As Gamble gets it down. Drag shot, another shot wide there by Mills. Looking for another one is Jet Mills as Gamble turns back. Drops it off for Mills. Mills holding on to it, turning behind, drops it back for the defense and look to set things up. Good stick check there by Morrison, but he can't follow it up. As Gamble drops it off and just out of the reach there of Toombs as that goes all the way down the ice here, stopped up by Mond. Dropping it off. Rebels are going to get a clean exit, but that goes by the winger and fired back down the ice by Pierce into the offensive zone here for the Dukes. Just 52 seconds remaining in the man advantage for the Rebels. Outlet pass tipped into the stands by Bullpit, so that'll be a stoppage in play once again. Neutral zone face-off once again here for the Dukes and the Rebels. Bullpit on the draw, trying to win it back. It's won cleanly there by Harrison Hutt of the Rebels as they come out with it now. Trying to dump it in there was James. He did get it deep. Chasing after it now is Brogan. Chest on pass in front there off the stick of Hartman. Gets it wide. Hutt couldn't keep it alive there. A foot race forward here. Looking to get ahead of the play there is Bullpit. And he's stripped of the puck here by the defense of the Rebels. 23 seconds to go in the man advantage. Looking to slide it out of the zone here. Off the boards and down the ice. Boring chasing after it. He's got to watch out there for Ben McGregor, who's in on the forecheck, delivering a hit in the corner. Trying to get his man off the puck. And the near corner now, Brogan Chesson on the forecheck. He delivers a hard body check to Boring and rims it around the boards. 4 seconds, and that'll do it here for the man advantage. We're back to even strength here as Crowley makes his way back onto the ice and onto the bench for a line change out of that penalty box. As now the Dukes with possession. Moving out to neutral zone ice, trying to get by the defense here. Fired back. Intercepted. Nice couple moves there by Brogan Chesson down the left wing side. Holding on to it, waits and fanned on that shot. And that's blocked by the defense here as out they come the other way. Arsenault moving ahead. He's stripped of the puck by Hutt. Hutt on the back end, speeding down that right wing side. Skates into the offensive zone, trying to take a check here on Crowley. Crowley gets to the puck first and wins that puck battle, trying to move it across to the winger. And now out comes Silvaggio, moving it ahead for Arsenault. Drops it back for Hunter. Hunter dangling through, and he's checked there by 2 Western Rebels players. That moving to the corner. Another hit in the corner. Physical play ramping up. Shot there, blocked in front. Crowley trying to intercept that. It's too late to the play. Here's the Rebels bounce on it. Trainer dumps it in around the boards. Stopped up by Kennedy. Rung around by the goaltender onto the point there. Kept alive momentarily by the Rebels, but out come the Dukes. Intercepted by the Rebels once again. Skating in. Shot off the goal post. What a shot by Gamble. Rebound shot. Another pad save there for Kennedy. It's been tested early here by the Rebels. As that's dumped in, stopped up by Kennedy behind the goal, gets it to the defense and the Dukes. Dukes on the back foot early here as Crowley in behind the goal. And here comes Caden McLernan, gathering speed in the neutral zone, skating up the right wing side, dumps it in there, and it bounces, makes a funny hop, and Mon forced to cover here with 12:20 to go in the first. Offensive zone face-off for the Dukes. Another thank you in order here for the silver sponsor, Steel Mac, and our presenting sponsors for the tournament, Home Harbor and the Mac Group out of Port Hawkesbury, Port Hood, and Waikagama. Thank you as well for your contributions. As that's taken out to neutral zone ice, moved ahead by Green. Off that draw win, here they come again. McLernan dumping it in here for the Dukes. They look to get things started on the offense. Moore behind the goal, stopping it up for Green on the wall, and it's a foot race forward here. Out comes Gallant moving down the wing, and he almost made an inside-out move, but didn't quite drag the puck with him enough. And he finds that on the wall, but taken here by Trivers. Trivers on the back end, tries to dump it deep. It's taken by Chaffee now. Chaffee gets it to McLernan, but it's just over his stick and fired back in the zone by Sigsworth. Not too many fancy plays here thus far. Trying to get that dump and chase going and grind out the opponent. A hard hit there. Taking a run was the Rebels player as that's moved ahead by the Dukes now. Trying to shot there from distance. That's blocked in front. Cleared out to neutral zone ice. These teams know each other all too well. It's more a matter of will than anything in this hockey game, as they've gotten more of a taste of each other's medicine through that PEI series. It went to a full 7 games as this has moved up to the defense here for the Rebels. Chipped down the ice, and that'll be icing here against the Rebels with 11:06 left to play in the first. And the Rebels aren't going to get a change here that they wanted. As McCormick starts up on the draw here for the Dukes. Wins it back. Shot there from bullpen and a great save with the glove for Kobe Mond. One of the few quality tests that Kobe Mond has had to face thus far in this hockey game. Still just about 9 minutes into this one. Plenty of momentum swings can happen throughout a hockey game as we're only down by 1 here as for the Dukes. And a nice dancing in move, right back in, shot off the post, rebound. And a great save. Another shot, blockered aside by Kennedy. He had to be quick on that one. My goodness, what a move there by Chesson, about in front again, taking on the point. Spun around. Almost at a loss for words over that one. As the Rebels looking to enforce their will here. Shot there from distance, stick the side into the corner by Kennedy. Another shot there, sails into the netting here for the Rebels, and that'll be another offensive zone face-off after some line changes here. Offensive zone draw here for the Rebels. Max Gamble on the draw once again. Leader in points in the regular season for the Rebels with 50 and 36 games played, as now out come the Dukes the other way. Skating wide is Morrison, holding on to it, Waite shoots in, a great glove save once again for Mond on that rush scoring opportunity. Rebels looking to keep those shots to the outside, give Mond a good chance to make the save, get in position and block down those angles, making it tough for the shooters for the Dukes to find an open spot in that net as Hunter steps up to the draw here for the Dukes. He's got Morrison parked at the top of the circle, trying to drop it to him, but it's a good heads-up play there by the Rebels forwards as they chip it into the offensive zone. Harrison Hutt looking to get after it, delivers a body check in the corner. Arsenault on it, drops it back, shot there from distance, tipped into the netting on a hard slap shot from the point. As Chesson wired that one. Face-off draw in the offensive zone once again here for the Rebels. One to the point area there is checked there on the wall was Ty Collins. He gets a deep sliding pass in front there. Gamble tries a shot from a sharp angle. Goes back in the corner. Good body check there by the Dukes defense as they look to get a hold of it. Trying to clear it out was Hunter. Chipped in by Morrison here. Morrison out into the corner. Battle with a check there from Ty Collins around the near wall. It goes. Sigsworth holding on to it, trying to slide it across. Intercepted there by the Dukes as they look to set things up here, backing it into their own zone and trying to get a breakout going. On the backhand, Hunter off the glass with that backhand chip into the offensive zone. Taken by Ty Collins. Moved ahead to Gamble. Max Gamble gives it away to Green as he dumps it off the stick of Corbett, and into the corner it goes now. Chaffee drops it off there. Taking it here as Arsenault fires it across there for Silvaggio. He dumps it in. In the corner around the boards it goes. Corbett looking to clear. As now it's Ty Collins on it. He finds Jet Mills, the goal scorer, moving it across, holding on to it. Skates wide, pass in front of the net, and it get by the stick of Trainer. And it's out to neutral zone ice here, taken by Collins and fired back in there for the Rebels, as now here come the Dukes trying to respond here. Pass out to neutral zone ice, Silvaggio down that side, holds onto it, stick check there, but he fires it in and gets the cycle play going here for the Dukes. Trying to get some offensive scoring opportunities here. They've been hard pressed to find them here against the Rebels thus far, but here they come now. Pass in front of the net, and Silvaggio checked there on the way to the net. Passes in front of the end, unable to complete that shooting attempt as that goes out to neutral zone ice. Off a pass that was just behind by Boring to Pierce. As now it's taken behind the goal now by Trivers. Alexander Trivers moves it across. Good lead pass there from McGregor, who dumps it in there for the Western Rebels. In the corner, Pierce on it, rimming it around the boards. And now welcome the Dukes the other way. McLernan gathering speed, skates to the middle of the ice. Holds on to it, tries to dance, gets a free shot there. Save made, rebound chance in front. What a save that was. And a covered play there for Kobe Mond, who gets the whistle off the best quality scoring chance for the Dukes thus far in this hockey game. Two quick saves 1 point blank and a rebound chance, glove down for the whistle. McCormick on the draw here for the Dukes. Clean win there for Toombs. Rebels are going to exit their own zone here, and the Dukes trying to get them on an aggressive forecheck as Crowley dumps it back around. Trying to switch the momentum of scoring chances here. And out come the Rebels the other way. Held there and shutting down the passing lanes here. The Dukes trying to win that puck battle and fired back in there by them. And now the Dukes trying to put the Rebels on the back foot here. McLernan dumps it around the boards. McCormick behind the goal. Stops it up. Nice pass on the side. A shifty play there by the two Dukes forwards there, switching places on that behind the net play. Hutt dancing free. Hutt moving in. Hutt on the backhand, and he can't get the shot away as he falls down to the ice and into the corner boards. Here comes McLernan. Pass to the left wing side. Dumped in there by Cash Fisher, and the Dukes go for a line change here. Nice stick check there by Hunter, trying to get his man off the puck. Taken by Bullpit now. Bullpit on the backhand, slides it across. Chaffee fires it in deep. Around the boards to Rinko. Rinko can't get a stick on it. Bullpit looking to deliver a stick check there on the sidewall. And it's taken now, moved out by Gamble. Moves it across the wing there and finds his man in Ace Otway, dumping the puck in around the boards. Stopped up by Kennedy behind the goal. Given away here, looking for a centering pass. And they can't capitalize here. Dumped around the boards to James. James fires a shot, glove save for Kennedy. Gets the whistle here with 6:09 left to play in the opening frame. Once again, a thank you to Gateway Hyundai for supporting local hockey by sponsoring this game as the offensive zone draw starts off here as Gamble gets it and tries to center it there. Shot there from distance, blocked and deflected by as Aiden Green tries to dump it off the wall. Backhanded into the corner there, and chasing after it is Chaffee now. 5:53 left to play in the first. A check there by Arsenault across. James fires from distance, and a good pad save through a screen by Kennedy. Another chance here. Cleared out and down the ice, and a foot race for it as Rinko looks to get ahead of the defense. He beat that icing, but he cannot in time. That'll be coming all the way down for a face-off in the defensive end for the Dukes here. 5:37 left to play in the first. Jet Mills on the draw once again in the offensive zone here for the Rebels. Tries to win it to himself, and he almost got a pass out front on that play. It's taken now by Bullpit on the left wing side. Skating down on his off wing, holding on to it, dangling to the wide side. Tries to backhand it in front and went behind the goal, and taken here by the Rebels now as they work in transition. Moving up the ice now is Sigsworth trying to dance by. He gets checked hard there and knocked to the ice by Bowring. Good healthy body check and then open ice there as a Bowring with taking some extra chops there and hits against Sigsworth. If that's going to be called here. And it's a roughing call. It's going against the Dukes. So the Rebels back on the power play here with 5:09 left in the first. This power play brought to you by Route 19 Plumbing. And so another power play here. And it's Jackson Bowring serving that call. Rebels, 5 attackers on, 4 defenders for the Dukes. And a false start to that draw. Jet Mills is back on the ice for that draw on the power play. And here's a quick turnaround play. Short-handed coming down the wing, and stopping up there is Rinko, dropping it off for Morrison. He's already got a shorty in this tournament, and he's hooked there. He's going to draw a penalty here, so the power play will be nullified here shortly as the Dukes goaltender comes off for the extra attacker here. Turning with it now is Silvaggio. Silvaggio, and it's taken there by the Rebels, and it's touched up. And so the Rebels are going to go to the box here. And it looks like it's going to be Max Gamble, the captain and leading goal scorer here, going to the penalty box for hooking. And so the power play nullified here. So we'll have some 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute 32. A lot more time and space for these skilled players to work. As McCormick steps up to the draw here for the Dukes. Jumping up is Sigsworth off that draw, clearing it ahead for Mills. Mills trying to dance on by, checked there, and knocked to the ice by Crowley on the near boards here. Nice move by Silvaggio, gets free. Nate Silvaggio dropping it off. Always dangerous. He's got 41 points in 32 regular season games for the Dukes, does Nate Silvaggio, as that's dumped in by Chaffee into the corner. Around the board, Silvaggio intercepts that. Taking on the wall. Nice move by Crowley. Playing catch with Silvaggio. Crowley shot off the side of the net after the blocker there. Gets it free to Silvaggio now. Silvaggio holding on. Shot there is blocked by Sigsworth and a foot race for it. Chaffee looking to get back before Sigsworth gets ahead of him. Chaffee rimming it around the boards there for Crowley, who's there to receive it. A little bit ahead of him, so he chips it ahead, but it's taken here now by Toombs. Toombs shorthanded, number 17 dancing by, and he's stripped to the puck there by Chaffee. Chaffee holds on to it behind the goal. Nice saucer pass over to Crowley. Crowley across there for Silvaggio. Nate Silvaggio dangling his own man there as he gets wide. Skating free, trying to dangle by again, and stripped to the puck momentarily by Toombs, but he gets it back. Silvaggio moves it across to Green. Green waits and shoots, that's deflected. And looking to either cover it or play it here. Choosing to cover it there is Mond, and gets the whistle here for the Rebels. 34 seconds, left on the 4-on-4. We'll have about 29 seconds of 5-on-4 action in favor of the Dukes here once this penalty expires, as Gamble will still be in the box for another 29 seconds once 4-on-4 comes to an end. Just getting set to get that extra fifth man on for the Dukes as Hunter steps up to the draw here in the offensive zone. Taken there and moved ahead. And back to the power play here, brought to you by AB Mechanical, as now it's the Dukes here on the power play for another 19 seconds, as some of it's already been killed off. Taken by Toombs now down the wing. Toombs trying to dance by and chip it ahead of the defense, but it's pinned on the wall here, trying to get them off the puck here. Hard couple cross checks by Morrison there. In the corner there, looking to get a hold of his McLernan. Stick check there by Toombs. He's checked by Hunter. And now here come the Dukes. Dancing around is Morrison. Morrison holding on to it. Skating down left wing side. Shoots, and that one's a high riser of a shot that goes over the goal. McLernan following up in the corner. Pinched off the puck there by Malcolm James. Taken there. Nice move. Stripped there by James, trying to clear. Hard hit on the wall. Physical play ramping up here near the close of the first period. Pierce on it on the back end. Around the boards for Chaffee. Trying to chase that one down. James pinches and keeps it alive there for the Rebels. 2:05 left to go in the first. Around the boards in the near corner. Chipped ahead looking for McLernan, and Chesson unable to hold the line. That was McFarland rather, not Chesson, as that's moved around the boards. Trainer trying to chip that. Dump back in by Trivers. Off the far wall here, 1:40 left to go. Here come the Dukes down the ice. McLernan trying to dance free, and he's stripped of the puck there. Back in and around the boards. Good defensive coverage on both sides of the puck here by both teams. Neither team looking to give up that center of the ice with those quality scoring chances. It's taken by Moore now in the offensive zone. Holds on to it, slides it down low, looking for a pass to McLernan, but it went past him off the backboards and then is gloved on the way to the net by Kobe Mond, who gets the whistle here with 1:19 left in the opening frame. Face off in the offensive zone here for the Dukes. Back up to even strength, of course, here as out come the Rebels the other way. Chipping it ahead and chasing after it now is Joe Arsenault in the corner. Beats his man to the puck. Skate to stick, trying to get a hold of it here. In the corner is Sigsworth trying to center. On the near wall. Keep things alive here for the Rebels as they look to get one last attack here in the offensive zone. Try to force it in front there. Taken by Bullpit now on the backhand. Drops it off of the defense. Outlet pass chopped out of midair, but taken now by McCormick down that right wing side. Holding on to it, waiting for a passing option. Slides it in front, and it can't get a shot away. There's Bullpit. He intercepts that clearing attempt here, though, and tries to get over to Rinko, but it's intercepted by, taken by Bullpit. Now again, shot there, right off the glove. A quick hot shot there. That was labeled for the top corner. Pierce pinching to hold that line. Bullpit trying to clear it ahead. Trying to get a cycle play going here as Rinko unable to hold that, and now Otway dumps it in. He gets checked hard into the boards and quite shaken up on that body check. And slow to get back to the bench is Otway. McCormack turning, dumping it in here for the Dukes, and they make a line change, but that'll do it here for the opening period. 1-0 for the Rebels after one. A close hockey game thus far. And we'll get the Zamboni on the ice to clean the ice surface. We'll be back shortly after this first intermission for the second period of play live from High Button Sports. Stay tuned for that. And we are back for this second period of play live from the Port Hawkesbury Civic Center. This game brought to you by Gateway Hyundai in Port Hawkesbury. As the linesmen get the goals ready at each end. Goaltenders getting warmed up here on either side. First the Dukes here as Lincoln Kennedy getting warmed up. The Rebels not on the ice yet here as we wait for them to exit the tunnel. And out they come. Rebels with a 1-0 lead after the first period of play. Close contest, but with the Rebels slight advantage in shots and zone time. But a good push there at the end of the period by the Dukes as they got some quality scoring opportunities there on Kobe Mond, who had to make some quick saves, and some good saves, as some point-blank opportunities were had by the Dukes in the close of that first period of play. And stepping up to the draw now is Jet Mills against Liam Moore. Jet Mills, the lone goal scorer thus far in this hockey game. Draw one cleanly by him, and down the ice it goes. Looking to get that forecheck going here as Morrison gets a hold of the puck for the Dukes. Sliding in front, and a fan shot there by Moore as he caught the heel of the stick. Crowley drops it off. Shot there from distance, goes wide of that stick side. Dukes looking to enforce their will right away. Wasting no time getting into the offensive zone, looking to get the cycle play going. Hard hit on the wall, held the line by Crowley. Waits, tries to screen shot there, is blocked and deflected into the corner. Taken there by Brogan Chesson, looking to clear it. Goes out to neutral zone ice here, down to the defensive zone. McDonald chasing it down here. Number 15 behind the net, drops it off. Almost a giveaway there. Crowley having to pounce on it quickly. Hard hit there on the wall. Taken by the Rebels, looking to advance the play here. As Jet Mills gets a hold of it, he dumps it around the boards. Take it in the corner, looking for a backhand pass in front. As Ace Otway gets a hold of it on the behind the goal here. Hard hit there on Ben McGregor in the forecheck. Taking their lumps here in the corner of the Rebels, but looking to battle that free, and it's chipped into the air and down in neutral zone ice. A good clearing there for the Dukes as they get a line change and a needed one there, as the Rebels had a couple good pressure opportunities there. Not able to cash in with a couple shots on goal there, as the Dukes kept them to the outside. Back into the offensive zone it goes again here, the Rebels. Wrap around shot and a quick pad save there. Another shot in front, looking for a passing lane to Gamble. He has a hold of it now, dumping it in and around the boards. Back around to the point it goes. Held at the line there by London Corbett. He tries to slide it free to Gamble, and that's clear, but out to neutral zone ice here, a foot race for it. Ty Collins gets back in time, backhands it, but he gave it away. Pass in front of the net, looking for a tip there. Was Cash Fisher. Out to Chaffee it goes in the neutral zone ice, and looking to get back in the offense here are the Dukes, dumping it in. Off the glass, past Chaffee, a foot race for it here. Looking to get by the play there was McFarland. Taken by Gamble now. Gamble stops up. Leading goal scorer and captain of the Rebels. Shot there from distance, glove down by Kennedy, who gets the whistle here for the Dukes. 17:50 left to go here in the second. Offensive zone draw for the Rebels. So much can happen off an offensive zone faceoff. You got to watch out for those set plays. Seems like the draw up plans for get the offense going quickly off the draw. Nice move off the head fake there as London Corbett tries to get it in front. That goes into the corner. Mackey and Trainer try to drop it down. Stick the head there to Toombs. Toombs behind the goal into the far corner. Off the boards to the point. Corbett trying to dump it in around the boards. Sigsworth backhand pass in front, and Toombs unable to get a shot away, as now out come the Dukes the other way. Going down wide is Green, dumping it in there, trying to get past the defense. Stopped up by Mond around the boards, but kept alive here by the Dukes in the corner. Pass to the slot area, Bullpit waits and shoots. He scores! It's Bullpit. And it's a tie hockey game here as the Dukes get on the board with 17-12 to go in the second. And he had a goal in an earlier contest yesterday as well. He's got quite the shot. And he's got some good size too, and you get that skill going putting that body weight into that release on the stick and get a lot of force going through that hockey puck as it goes to the net, posted in on the blocker side as it's dumped around. Bowring trying to hold that. Get free for the Rebels now. And behind, pass in front onto the point. Turning with it, shooting there. Stiff design, rebound chance into the corner. Rebels looking to pounce right away and get the lead right back here as they get things started. Pass in front of the net. Sigsworth trying to pull the trigger there. He can't. And that's cleared down the ice by the Dukes. And that's going to be icing here against the Dukes. 16:47 left to go in the second frame. 1-1 hockey game. Max Gamble on the draw once again here for the Rebels. Up against Liam Moore. Max Gamble won it back. A good jump up play by Salvaggio. It could be a 2-on-1 the other way. Skating wide, Salvaggio shoots off the blocker of Mond. Salvaggio took a tumble into the boards after that play. So you get quite a head of steam. He gets up again. Takes it to the net, shoots off the side of the goal. Looked like it caught the top corner there, but it was just outside the goalpost as that's moved off the wing. Dump back in there for the Dukes. Dukes starting to get an advantage in the scoring opportunities now as they look to carry this momentum and get a lead of their own here as Pierce dumps it in. Paddled there and moved ahead now as the Rebels come out with it. Dumped in there by McFarland, dragged there by Sigsworth. He's hauled to the ice. Out in the corner. Holding on to it now is Gamble. Nice pass across. Shot there and a save made there for Kennedy on a great feed from Gamble, who found Trivers there on the left wing side, and a better save there for the Eastern Dukes goaltender. Harrison Hutt on the draw here for the Rebels in the offensive zone. Good jump up play once again off the draw by the Dukes, and out they come with it. McLernan chipping it by the defense, chasing after it. Chesson holding on to it, drops it off there for James. Malcolm James taking off the puck there by McLernan. James and Dukes forward tying up there in the corner, and James is going to get called on it. So Morrison drawing the penalty here as James is going to go to the box. So another power play here brought to you by Route 19 Plumbing. As James goes to the box here. So 15:37 left here in the second period of play. And the Dukes on the power play now. One to the point. Looking to set things up on the power play. Bullpit waiting, he shoots, and that's blocked in front. Arsenault now on it. Arsenault trying to gather it free. It's taken here shorthanded. Out comes Jet Mills. Breaking free, Mills wide, and he's stick checked quickly and knocked off the puck. Pierce taking it now. Lead pass from Moore. Close call there for the Rebels. Or excuse me, the Dukes, excuse me. On to the point. Moved across to Pierce. Pierce waiting there, shot there from distance. That was stick to side. Into the corner again. Moore drops it off for Pierce on the point. Pierce holding onto it, slides it across. Bullpit drops it off. Moved across again to Moore. Moore back in front of the net looking for a touch pass, and that's covered. Still loose, and that's finally blown dead here as the puck was loose, and some jostling after the play here as players get into the mix after the whistle here. Some frustration starting to mount on both sides here, as both teams getting fired up now. Minute 16 left to go in the Route 19 power play here for the Dukes. On the draw, Morrison trying to win it back. Gets it back to Chaffee on the point. Holding on to it, waits. Tries to clear it in front, does. Here comes McLernan waiting, shooting, and that's blocked there by the Dukes, or excuse me, the Rebels defense. Back down it goes to Morrison. Morrison stepping wide, drops it to Chaffee. Chaffee waits, slides it across to Morrison, or Hunter rather. Shot, save made McLernan, wrap around shot, he scores! McLernan with a quick wraparound play on the rebound. turned around behind the net, used his edges, and got to that goal post before the goaltender could. And the Dukes score on the power play here for their first lead of the game. 2-1 over the Rebels at 14:30 left to play in the second. And we're back to even strength for this draw. Moore stepping up to the draw for the Dukes, chips it ahead into the offensive zone. They look to go after it once again. Bullpit on the forecheck. 21's coming together there for some body checks in the corner. Here they come again down the Rebels. Down the wing. The trainer trying to clear it in front of chance. Backhand shot. And that's covered. On a great save there by Kennedy. A backhand shot there by the Rebels. Post call there for the Dukes as Rebels look to respond quickly on the rush there. And now it's McGregor on the draw here for the Rebels. Offensive zone face-off. One cleanly there by the Dukes. Into the corner to Crowley it goes. Crowley onto the wing. Trying to move it ahead here. Rinko on it. He stripped of the puck there by... Taken away by Bullpit now. Bullpit skating on wide. Shoots. Just wide of that stick side. McDonald dumps it in. Rinko puts it around the boards looking for Bullpit. More on the body check there. Rinko with a stick check and a lift. Onto the point to Crowley. Waiting, shooting. Pad save there. Kicked aside by Mond to the corner, and that's lifted down the ice. Toombs looking to get there. Excuse me, Trainer rather. That's taken here by McGregor. Slid ahead. Onto the defense of Crowley. Moved ahead there. Down the ice it goes. As Trainer off the glass. Rinko on it in the back end. He finds his man and Moore. Skating down the left wing side. Moore skating free. Tries to go to the net, and he can't get the shot away. As he was handled by the defense, not much time and space to work there, but once he got free, he got a quality opportunity, but a good save there for Mond. Moved across now. Phillips. Pass it out there, intercepted by McCormick. McCormick skating wide, waiting, shooting, and that's a quick one off the shoulder of Mond and into the netting. As the Dukes are starting to hum here in the offensive zone. Some good quality rush scoring opportunities as well. McCormick on the draw. Silvaggio parked at the top of the circle here. Possibly a set play of the draw here for the Dukes. And a good defensive win there for Jet Mills. As now the Rebels have a hold of it off the boards. Mills gathering in that pass. And he sweeps it into the zone here. Stopped up behind the goal by Kennedy. He rips it around the glass. On the stick of Chesson. Stops it up. He kicks it free. And that stopped up in front. And looks like it's going to be called here. And there's an interference penalty coming up. So another power play, this time brought to you by AB Mechanical, as the Rebels are going to go back on the power play here. With an opportunity for them to tie the game at 2. As Aiden Green serves the penalty for interference. 2 minutes on the clock for the man advantage for the Rebels. Draw one there by the Dukes. Backhand onto the point, not cleared. Moved across to McFarland. Waits, shoots, still tipped in front. A great tip there and a good blocker save for Kennedy, but back onto the point it goes. McFarland holding on to it, sliding it across. And taken now by the Rebels. Looking to set things up on the power play. Minute 40 left to go in the man advantage. That goes out to neutral zone ice. Picked up by Jet Mills. Moves it across from McFarland. Touches it free into the neutral zone ice, taken by Morrison. He tries to drop it to Rinko, but it's taken by Gamble now. Max Gamble down the left wing side. Dangerous in the offensive zone. Stops up. Checked there by Pierce. Try to knock him off the puck. Good support there by Toombs. James Toombs behind the goal. Pass it free, looking for Sigsworth. Sigsworth gathers that in. Good box out here, but here they come again. The Rebels looking to find a passing lane as Toombs dropping it off for McFarland. Moves it across to the point area. Back down. The pass behind the goal, wrap around in front, another wrap around there and a good quality chance. Cleared it on out. Gamble shot deflected and a quick paddle save there for Kennedy. He's being tested here on the power play quite a bit. Great puck movement here. Pass in front, tipped by Morrison into the glass, but not out. Back onto the point it goes, Gamble. Waiting, shooting from the point and a quick save, deflection into the glass once again. McFarland looking to hold that alive. Great pressure here on the power play, put in front again. That finally cleared down by the Dukes as they kill some precious time. They get a much needed line change in the penalty killing unit here. As it's taken behind the goal now by Gamble. Gamble moves it behind the goal. Around in the far corner. Jack Gallant. He skates up. Moving in, weaving his way through the neutral zone ice. Gallant down the wing, holding on to it. Number 44. Got the puck on a string here. Dropping it off for Harrison Hutt. Second power play unit on the ice here for the Rebels. Shot there looking for a tip that goes wide. Another sweeping shot that's blocked. We're back to even strength here. Hard hit there in the corner. As Oatway got knocked down to the ice. James gets it in deep for Oatway. Oatway checked again, but he keeps a hold of the puck, fires it around the boards. Back in by James to Oatway. Finds Hutt. Hutt to Oatway. Oatway trying to put a pass in front that was blocked by McDonald. He fires it off the glass. Not out to take a funny hop off the stanchion. Pass in front that was blocked in front by McDonald back in the corner. Great pressure here by the Rebels looking to tie. 2-on-2 in the behind the goal here. As that puck's pinned on the wall, taken finally by McLernan. He skates out. Pass across there. Looking for Cash Fisher. That goes all the way down the ice on the tip. And it's going to be icing here against the Dukes. So all the way back down the ice we go for this defensive zone faceoff for the Dukes. We're up by 1 here in the second. Once again, we thank our official game sponsor, Gateway Hyundai, for sponsoring this contest. Thank you as well to silver sponsor, Steel Mac, and presenting sponsor, Home Harbor out of Icogama, Port Hood, and Port Hawkesbury. And the Mac Group, of course. As that's moved ahead here. Stopped up. And here taken by Fisher now. Fisher on the wing, dropping it off. The Dukes looking to dance here. And that's taken and moved around behind. Onto the near wall. Dumped ahead, Pierce on the puck. Slides it across there, looking for Crowley. Crowley chops at it, and that goes into the Rebels bench for a stoppage in play. Offensive zone face-off here for the Rebels. Gamble on the draw. Up against Hunter. Draw one there by the Rebels. A quick shot off the draw. Stick save. The rebound given up here. They came in the corner now. Across to Collins, who fires. That's deflected on. A chance for a rebound here, and that's stopped up there by Hunter. Or excuse me, by Morrison rather. On that block, but a good pressure once again by the Rebels here. Looking to capitalize and get some shots on goal. Hunter off the boards. McLernan gets a skate on that. Cleared by Crowley at the neutral zone ice. And here's an opportunity. Odd man rush, 3-on-1. Shot there, save made with the pad. Another chance here. Hunter with a drag move. Can't get the shot away there. As that was moved to the corner by Gamble. Onto the point to Pierce. Pierce slides it across. Shot there from distance. Tipped on goal. Wait, great pad save. A rebound chance in front. Covered and cleared there. Not out. Kept to the line by Crowley. Shot there. Another pad save there for Mon. Great pressure now by the Dukes in response. They've gotten a couple scoring chances there, but they're going to create some havoc here in the Rebels' end. Dump back in, a hard hit behind the play there. Player shaken up on it's going to be called. As we're going to move the camera away here as Hartman shaken up there. And so the Rebels going to the box here. This power play brought to you by Route 19 Plumbing. So now the Dukes on the power play. It's a discussion between the players after that hit. .8:15 left to go in the in the second period of play. Dukes on the power play here, looking to extend their lead to 2. As Colin McCormick steps up to the draw. One cleanly back to the point. Pierce on it. Drops it off to Bullpit. Back to Pierce. Pierce across for Moore. Moore waits. Slides it in front of Fandon. Shot a rebound chance in front to try to bury it. And that's covered and held by Mond. As he gets the Snow Angel going to cover that puck. 7:59 left to play here in the second. 1:45 left in the man advantage. Offensive zone face-off once again here for the Dukes. McCormick wins it back cleanly once again. Moved across to Moore. Good intercept there. Could be a break. Here they come down the wing. Gamble. Shot there, blocked in front. Trying to get it in front of the net, short-handed once again, but it's taken off the puck there. A great play there by Gamble, short-handed, unable to cash in. Carson Pierce tried to clear it out. Down the ice. And stopped up by behind the net for Kennedy for Pierce. Pierce. Moving up to neutral zone ice. Changes the edges there, moving wide, holding on to that on the backhand. Backhands it over to Moore. It's just behind him. Almost another break there for the Rebels. Hard hit there in the corner. Bulpit connecting the body there. Gamble fires it down the ice. As the Rebels get a line change for the penalty killing unit. Here's Mills goes off. Hunter coming on for the Dukes. Is out that coming the other way. Chaffee moving down the wing. Skates free. Holds on to it. Waits and drops it off there for Morrison. Morrison on the wing, dropping it off for Chaffee. On the point, shot there. Just wide of the stick side and taken in by Malcolm James and cleared down the ice for the Rebels. Chaffee on the puck now, holding it behind the goal. Skates out. Drops it off there for Hunter. Head fake to try to get by. Has to drop it back there for Silvaggio. Nate Silvaggio across from Morrison. Morrison down the left wing side. Nice spinorama, drops it off. And into the corner it goes. A foot race forward here. And Hunter unable to pinch there in time, and that goes all the way down the ice. And the penalty is killed successfully by the Rebels. As we're back to even strength 5-on-5, moving out. Silvaggio gets that pass. Slides it across to McCormick. And followed up there by Green, who tries to get a stick on it. But now out come the Rebels. Shorthand, or on-man rush the other way. Pass in front of the net. Save made, a rebound chance in front, and a good save there and cleared down. Not out. Phillips holds the line. And the net is off the moorings here. What an opportunity that was to tie the game for the Rebels. What action here in the second period. Rebels desperate to tie the hockey game before that second intermission. Kameen Loads going into that dressing room. Instead of being down by a goal, you have a game tied up with a fresh reset for that third period of play, anyone's hockey game. And of course, still anyone's hockey game at a 1-goal lead as well, as Phillips tries to hold that line here for the Rebels. Trying to get it free for Otway. Otway takes exception to that hit. Looks like it's going to be a holding penalty as Otway draws the call. And it's going to be Logan Rinko going to the box. So another power play here for the Rebels. This time brought to you by AB Mechanical. And so a golden opportunity here for the Western Rebels to tie the hockey game on the power play as they get that unit on the ice once again. 5:40 left to go in the second. 2 minutes on the clock for the penalty to Rinko. Toombs is on the draw. Cleared down the ice off that draw win for the Dukes. They start killing it right away as Max Gamble behind the goal. Hard outlet pass, that's a breakaway pass. Moving in all alone. Shot there, save made, and a collision with the boards there. Lucky to get up from that one as finally lost some momentum on the way to the boards. Could have been a hard collision there. Moved across now. Onto the point. Gamble waits, shoots. Glove down by Kennedy out of the air. He saw that one and snatched it out of the air as the leading goal scorer for the Rebels wired that one from the point. Minute 27 left in the man advantage. Offensive zone face-off here for the Rebels. Looking to tie things up here in the second. Evan McFarland on the draw. One to the point. Sigsworth got it back to the point. McFarland holding on to it. Dumps it free there for Toombs. Toombs turning. Back on the point to Gamble. Touch pass there for McFarland. Stops up, looking to Dancy. Holds on to the puck. Looking to take his time here. Moves it across to Gamble. Gamble on the backhand, protecting the puck, turns with it. Looking for some time and space, drops it off, switch positions with Mills. Mills back for Gamble. Gamble waits, shoots off the glove and on the top of the net into the corner. Backhand pass in front. Toombs fans on that one, and that's cleared down the ice by the Dukes. 4:32 left to go in the period. 50 seconds left to go in the power play here for the Rebels. Desperate to capitalize here. Out they come the other way. Gamble stopping up. Drops it off there for Otway, who's back on the ice. Number 55, Ace Otway, drops it off for Gamble. Gamble holding on to it. Keeps it alive there for the Rebels. Into the corner it goes as Harrison Hunt looks to get a stick on it. That's cleared down the ice for the Dukes. And just 22 seconds remaining here in the penalty. As good, hard forecheck there by Bullpit, looking to take his man off the puck. What strength by the power forward there for the Dukes. Intercepts that and fires it down the ice with confidence. 3:44 left to go. And just 3 seconds, and that'll do it for the power play. Back to even strength here as Rinko gets back on the ice and into the play. And he goes off to the bench for a change. Pierce on it now. Waits. Tries to pass it ahead there. Intercepted at the neutrals on ice. Chopped out there by Crowley. Crowley, Trainer dumps it in there for the Western Rebels. Looking to dance here as a giveaway in the corner. The Rebels, as Otway tries to get on that loose puck, still on the ice. Silvaggio, the dump play there, looking to find Hartman ahead of the play, but that goes all the way down the ice, and that'll be an icing against the Dukes with 3:06 left to play here in the second. Offensive zone face-off to the left of the goaltender, Lincoln Kennedy for the Dukes, as Toombs steps up to the draw, number 17, up against Liam Moore, number 12 for the Dukes. On the wing, Silvaggio holding on to that puck. Tries to clear it ahead. It's taken by the defense now. His backhand pass, a good one over there to McGregor, who steps in and shoots, and that went off a stick wide. Another backhand shot sails over the goal. Arsenault trying to chip it in here for the offensive play here. Hartman gets a hold of it on the backhand. Hartman turning behind his own goal. The Dukes trying to get out of their own zone now as they're on the back foot here from the pressure of the Rebels, who are looking to tie it here in the second. Silvaggio dumps it in there, and a hit behind the play. That's going to be called here. As we're going to have another power play here, and it's going to be a Rebels power play as the Dukes are back into the penalty box here. This one brought to you by Route 19 Plumbing. So now another opportunity as things got interesting once again here with 2:20 left to play. 2 minutes on the clock for the man advantage for the Rebels. Looking to tie this hockey game at 2, onto the point to Gamble. And they looked great on that first power play, unable to cash in. Gamble across. Shot there from distance, that's blocked in front by Chaffee. Taken now by McFarland. He's got Gamble on the point. McFarland waits and shoots, pad save into the corner. McFarland trying to get a hold of that puck. Toombs gets a hold of it. Off the boards, held at the line there by Gamble. Gamble waits and shoots, stick side, and that's blocked and cleared by the Dukes. Down the ice it goes, stopped up behind the goal by Kobe Mond. McFarland picks that up, pressured by Rinko. He drops it off. Back to the defense once again. Good pressure by Rinko. On the forecheck for the penalty killing unit. Almost took a hold of that loose puck as it's moved ahead here. And fired back in there by McFarland. Off a stick. Boring tried to get a stick on it there for the Dukes, but it's taken now by the Rebels. On to the point. Sigsworth holding on to it. Waits, shoots. Sticked in front, and a good save there through the screen by Kennedy. He gets the whistle here. 59 seconds left in the power play. And 1:18 left in the second frame. Very close game here between these PEI rivals. You can see why that series went 7 games for the game like this so far, as that's on to the point to James. James across. And catch there at the points, moving it across here. 51 seconds to go in the man advantage. On the boards, back to the point. James holding on to it, slides it across. Chasson moves it across, shot there. It's off the pad and wide. Hartman got looking to clear. He got it past the defense. And off to the wall to Otway, who clears it in the zone there for the Rebels. Stopped up by Kennedy to his man in green, who fires a shot off the stick of Chesson into the netting with 45.1 left to play. Offensive zone draw here for the Rebels. 26 seconds left to go in the power play. On to the point. Shot there from distance. Stick to side by Kennedy. And a chance to wrap around shot. He dove in front. Goaltender fluttering. They score! It's Chesson! And the Rebels tie the hockey game at 2 on the power play with just 36.9 left to play here in the second. And that's what they wanted heading into that second intermission. A brand new fresh start to start the third. That's a quick turnaround off that rebound. Had Kennedy floundering in the net, and a quick shot by Chesson. Got enough elevation and speed on it to beat the goaltender, who was covering the bottom half of the net. As that draw. Kicking out of the point. Moved to hedge on a chip it in is James. And now here they come again to the Rebels, dumping it in around the boards. There's 22 seconds left to go in the second here as the Rebels looking to pounce again here in the offensive zone. And it's Chesson with Hutt with the assist there. He's taken here and moved on the wing, dropped out to the point. 6 seconds to go. Fired shot there from the point, deflected wide. Crowley on it in the corner. And that'll do it here for the second period of play. All tied up at 2 after 2. And we'll be back shortly after this flood of the ice to bring you the third period of play. Tie hockey game. Who will win this one? We'll be back for the third period of play live from High Button Sports in a moment. Stay tuned. And we are back for the third period of play here live from the Port Hawkesbury Civic Center as the Dukes take on the Western Rebels. The Dukes don't have a win yet in this tournament. Rebels already have one, looking to improve to a 2-0 record to start the tournament here and match the Voyageurs of Dartmouth, who have already gone 2-0 in the tournament thus far. For that top place seed in the tournament, anything can happen in these next couple of days as both teams jockey for position to try to make it to that championship game, which will take place on Sunday at noon. And of course, the format here is at the end of the round robin tournament play, whatever teams place in the standings first and second will make it to the championship game. So these next couple of days will be very interesting as Moore steps up to the draw here. And the draw one off the bat here for the Rebels as they dump it in. McDonald turning with it behind the goal. Saucer pass caught out of the air there. It's taken here by Mills. He fires it off the hip there of his teammate in Ben McGregor. McGregor behind the goal. Taken there by Moore, tried to clear. McDonald chasing after it here. Good hit there on the corner there by Trivers. Alexander Trivers in the corner. Try to get a hold of that puck. Shot in front of the net, deflected wide, and a save made there. Another chance in front of, what a great save that was by Kennedy. Backhand pass, he paddles that away. Kennedy being tested early here. Chesson steps into one, tipped over the net, and into the glass here. Into the corner, Mills. He chops it into the corner. Good pressure to start things off here in the third by the Rebels. Holding on to it. Trying to make a move there was McGregor. He can't get a hold of the puck. Into the corner again. Taken by Trivers. On to the point to Chesson. He rips it. That's blocked by Crowley. Crowley looking for an outlet pass option. He just dumps it in for the Dukes, and they make a line change here. And a much needed one. As Chesson moves it across the ice. Down the ice it goes. Chaffee chasing after it here for the Dukes. Icing waved off as that's moved onto the point. Down to neutral zone ice. Getting there is Corbett. Holding on to it there for the Rebels. Outlet pass there. He finds Gamble. Up the left wing side. Gamble waits, shoots, sticked into the netting by Kennedy for a stoppage in play. 18:24 left in the second period of play. Of course, this game brought to you by Gateway Hyundai at Port Hawkesbury. Thank you for their support here of local hockey in sponsoring this contest here live from the Port Hawkesbury Civic Center. Gamble on the draw here in the offensive zone. Trying to win it back there as Sigsworth jumped up on the play. Shot there in front of the net looking for a tip. That goes wide. Another shot there. Good pad save that was by Kennedy as it's turned wide. Shot back down into the offensive zone here by the Rebels. Across to Chaffee. Chaffee moving around for Arsenault. Arsenault on the wing. Unable to clear here are the Dukes. Pass in front of the net. Chopped at. Fired there from distance. Another save deflected wide as the Rebels are throwing everything at the net here at the moment. Kennedy making the saves thus far as that's taken here and moved to Sigsworth. Sigsworth off the glass and out. A foot race forward here. Gamble looking to get ahead. Gamble down the wing. Shoots. Glove. Save by Kennedy on that wicked shot by Gamble. 17:42 left to play. Another offensive zone here. Draw for the Rebels. Once again, another thank you to our silver sponsor, Steel Mac, and the presenting sponsor for the tournament, Home Hardware and the Mac Group out of Port Hawkesbury, Port Hood, and Waikogama. Draw one there by the Rebels as they look to get a hold of the puck in the offensive zone. On to the point. Trivers fires. That's deflected wide there by the defense and Pierce. And Toombs onto it. Skating with the puck. Gets free. Drops it off there for Toombs. Toombs waits. Shoots. Pad save. Rebound in front. Cleared away here. As a nice outlet pass for Bullpit from Rinko, but unable to clear and down the ice in time here. That's this moved back in by Trainer into the corner. And so the Rebels looking to get back on the offense here. They had the momentum after that tying goal to close the second period, and they're looking to get the early lead here in the third. Bullpit receives that pass, moving in one-on-one. Down the wing, Bullpit dances by, gets free, Bullpit to the net, she scores! What a goal by Wyatt bullpen is second of the game. And that gives the Dukes back the lead here in the third. What a goal. I couldn't get that kind of speed moving into the offensive zone if I had a rocket strapped to my back, as that's moved across off the draw. Moved ahead to McLernan. Off the boards. Dumped back in there by McDonald. Harrison Hutt in his defensive zone trying to clear. Moore trying to hold that line. It goes out to neutral zone ice. McDonald in the corner. McLernan turning in front of his own goal. Out he comes out of the neutral zone ice. Trying to dance free. And that's off the boards here, taken by the defense in James. James holding on to it. Checked there by Moore. And here come the Rebels trying to get out of their own zone here. Crowley dumps it back in here for the Dukes. Chopped that off the boards. They're looking for a chip play. Looking to get a hold of it now. The Dukes skating in wide. Nice move to get to the inside, but a good check there for James. Hard hitting the corner there as Harrison Hutt took the body. Mills moves it across. Mills up the center of the ice, holding on to that puck. Good check there by Hartman, takes him off it. Hunter on it now, number 10 for the Dukes. He gathers some speed in the neutral zone ice, looking to protect that puck, sliding it across. Finds a loose man in Morrison, who fires a shot. It's a soft one. He can get solid wood on it, and it's easily sticked aside there by Kobe Mon. As down the ice it goes. Gamble on the right wing side with some speed. Gamble turning, and he tripped up there. And he's not going to get the call here as out come the Dukes the other way as Aiden Green steps in. He delivers a body check on the follow through there, a reverse hit to call that. And that's down into neutral zone ice, stopped up by Chaffee, trying to fire it across. Outlet there. Hunter drops it off, finds Chaffee on the left wing side defensively, fires it in all the way down the ice. That'll be icing here against the Dukes. So they'll have to have a defensive zone draw here in their own zone as the Rebels look to have to climb back in this hockey game once again. They did it at the close of the second period, and they do it again, preferably for them earlier rather than later, as that pressure starts to mount as the period moves on. Just one goal separating. Shot there from the point. Save made it loose in front of that. They bang away. And that's covered on the goal line by Kennedy. What an opportunity that was for the Rebels as they start to press once again here. And these teams really don't like each other. I've heard tell that initially the dressing rooms were put side by side and thinking that these two teams got along, being both from PEI, but there was so much skirmishes in the hallway before games that they had to separate them at opposite ends of the rink here. So no love lost between these two, especially when things start to mount here in the third period of play, and so much on the line in the Maritime Championship here, U16 AAA. Mills on the draw once again here for the Rebels. Moving behind the goal is Salvaggio. Moves it wide to Arsenault. He can't clear. Tries to move it again. Chipped ahead there by Pierce. Pierce moving in wide. Dumps it in there for the Dukes. Stopped up there. Moved on to the wing. Taking in Joe Arsenault. Tries to move it out. Pierce on it. Pierce holding on to that puck. Backhands into the zone here for the Dukes. Moved around the boards by Corbett and taken up the wing. Out come the Rebels the other way. Arsenault trying to move by the defense. He gets checked there by McDonald, but he lost his stick in the process. McDonald's now without a stick, trying to get that loose puck and kick it with his skates in the corner. A battle here in the corner, taken by the Dukes. Outlet pass there for Arsenault, looking to move it out. Nice intercept. Here's a chance. Pass in front of the net. And again, a shot there. That's blocked in front. And it's a fighting in here in the corner behind the play as a wrestling match between the Rebels and the Dukes player. They're likely both going to get called here. As you caught a better angle of that than I did. I just had the camera on it and I was following the puck. And so coincidental minors on each side here for roughing. As more evidence starts to mount that these teams really don't like each other. And watching this game, I didn't really have to tell you that much. You could surmise it from the skirmishes between the whistle and the level of physicality, but that roughing by each side goes to prove the point enough. Draw on the neutral zone ice here. Gamble trying to win that. It's won there by Moore. As turning with it is Crowley trying to dump it to the wing there. Rinko drops it back to the defense. Good aggressive forecheck here by the Rebels. 2-minute coincidental minors for roughing on each side. Crowley turning it into the corner. Pass in front of the net, looking for a one-timer. That was whiffed on by Sigsworth as out comes Bullpit backhanding it into the zone here for the Dukes. Rimmed around the boards for Hutt on the wing side. Rinko trying to take him off the puck. Bullpit backhands it free. Played there to Hutt in the corner. Taking off the puck. Crowley holding onto it on the point. Moves it across. Shot from distance. Tipped just wide of that glove side. As Crowley gets on it on the just inside the blue line on the right-hand side. Shot there from Chaffee. Looking for a tip from Rinko. It goes into the corner. Good battle here. Moore trying to get a stick on that. That goes into the netting for another stoppage in play. 12:33 left in this third period of play. 3-2 for the Dukes. Offensive zone face-off for the Dukes as they get a line change here. Both teams' line changes to start this draw. And this game could throw a little bit of wrench in the standings as well, as the Dukes have yet to win the game. This could be their first win if they can hold on to this lead or extend it and avoid the puck in the back of the net on the part of the Rebels. But the Rebels have already tied the hockey game at the close of the second, like I said, so plenty of hockey left to play. And who knows what kind of momentum turns we can have in the second half of this period as we near that halfway mark. Moving in the offensive zone now are the Rebels. Onto the point. Stopping up, shooting, looking for a tip there, blocked in front by the Dukes defense. They look to get on the puck, dropping it off. James holding onto it, and he dumps it in for the Rebels. Knocked into the air by Otway. Pass in front all the way down to neutral zone. Nice past everybody. As going to retrieve that now is Corbett. London Corbett. Almost gave the puck away. Risky move in front of his own net. Follows it up with a quick reaction there, but it's turned over here. Out come the Dukes the other way. Moving in wide, shot there from distance. Blocked by the stick of the defense and into the netting here for another stoppage. 11:37 left to go. Offensive zone face-off once again for the Dukes. Both line changes for both teams to start off this draw. Offensive zone draw here for the Dukes. McCormick on the draw. McCormick wins it after the point. Backhand free, nice diving play there by Arsenault, looking to get a puck loose there and a possible breakout. Take away there by the Dukes. Hartman looking to get a loose puck there. Hard outlet there, looking for McGregor. And looking for an icing call here. They're not going to get one as the Rebels are in the offensive zone. Moving it to Arsenault. Rimmed around there. Morrison pinned on the boards, trying to take him off the puck here are the Rebels. Good battle on the far wall. Moved ahead by Morrison. Tries to get a stick on that. Onto the point. Turning with it. Firing it behind the goal. Looking for that cycle play here are the Rebels. They only need one to tie it. Back in front. Off the stick of McCormick. Another pass. A shot there. Looked like going to try to go that 5-hole, but that was stopped by Kennedy as that's moved out to the ice around the boards here. McCormick looking to get on that loose puck. Taken by McGregor. He gets checked by Hartman. Forecheck here. Gamble on it. Dancing. Taken away by McCormick. Trying to drop it off to Crowley. He jumps it off the boards. Out it goes there. Savaggio looking to get to that loose puck, but it's taken by James now on the back end. James gathering speed. The neutral on ice. Tries to skate free. Good back check there by Savaggio, and he forces an offside out of the Rebels on that play. So 10-12 left to play here. Neutral zone face-off just outside the Dukes zone. Once again, this game brought to you by Gateway Hyundai out of Roxbury. Thank you for their sponsorship for this game and supporting local hockey. Want to get a new pair of wheels? Support Gateway Hyundai. Moved in by James. McDonald moves ahead to Arsenault. McDonald, number 15, onto the backhand, dumping it in there. Around the boards, James picking that up in the near corner. Off the boards, held to the line by Chaffee, trying to chip it ahead. Backhanded free, nice pass behind his own back there to himself by Sigsworth. Quick skill play as he moves in on the wing, waits and shoots, and a great pad save looking for that far side. Trying to sneak it past the goaltender in Kennedy as out come the Dukes the other way. Chopped ahead there, held at the line there, Moore with a nice play. And a good active stick there for Corbett. Foiled that offensive opportunity as out come the Rebels the other way. Corbett dancing, Chasson trying to dance free. Taking off the puck. Rebels holding on to it on the back end, trying to move through the neutral zone ice. Nice couple moves by Sigsworth. Tried to dance by Chaffee. Gets across, a good hard check there by Hunter, knocks him off the puck. Out of the line, Mills chops a shot in front. Turning with it there is Toombs. Holds on to it, dumps it free. Can't see a loose shooting lane, so he finds Mills in the corner. Going to set up a play in front possibly here as Mills going to get a hold of it. Hunter onto the point. Shot there from distance, just wide of that glove side. Looking for a tip possibly as that goes into the near wall. Another sweeping shot blocked in front. Given away to the point. Stepping in, shot there. Just goes wide of that blocker side. Looking to go high. Held at the line by Corbett. He dumps it in. Good pressure here by the Rebels. We're past that halfway point of the period. Minutes starting to get more precious here. Just a goal lead for the Dukes. But they don't want to look to just defend here as the Rebels are starting to get their foot on the gas here to try to tie the hockey game. The Dukes don't want to be on the back foot here and risk losing their lead. As any bounce can prove the tying goal or insurance goal depending on the side of the ice we're on. A hard collision there at center ice as McLernan took the body on Toombs. Both players back to their feet as it's moved out to neutral zone ice. Across, Gamble picking that up next to his bench as he turns wide with it in his own zone. Sliding a pass through to Hutt. Hutt on the wing, touches it free, but it's taken now and moved out by Pierce. Pierce off the boards. Down the ice it goes. Good continuous play here in the third. Not many whistles in the last few minutes as that's moved across here to McGregor. McGregor trying to dance. He gets checked. Moves it free. Chop shot there is blocked. Almost a collision between the Dukes players. That shot deflected wide of the goal. But action here in the third. Here comes Pierce up the wing. He's got McLernan with him and Fisher on the other side. Fisher with a check in the corner. Try to get it to McLernan. Back around it goes. Fisher on the forecheck. Stops it up in front of the net. McLernan tried a shot. That was blocked. And that goes off the boards here on the near side. Into neutral zone ice. Dancing free is Trivers. Tries to get it deep. Trivers on the forecheck. Trying to sweep it around behind to get that cycle play going here for the Rebels. McCormick on it. Backhand across the side. Looking for a rebound shot. Another chance in front. Here's a shot just wide of the goal by Gamble. He missed the side there. Fisher dumping it out to neutral zone ice and gets a line change for his line there as McLernan and Fisher both go off the ice, as well as McCormick here as McDonald touches that up here defensively for Crowley. And now out come the Dukes the other way, looking for a lead pass. And there's going to be a penalty call on the play here. It's a too many men call. And it's going to go against the Rebels here. And a bad line change for the Rebels. This power play brought to you by AB Mechanical. As now the Rebels down a man here as they're also down a goal. This could prove insurance for the Dukes in this hockey game if they can get a power play goal and put a little bit of distance between themselves and the Rebels here in the third. Draw one to the point for the Dukes. Shot from distance, stick to side there by Mond. Into the corner, McLernan on it. Both out on the side, drops it off there for Morrison. Morrison back for a move there by Salvaggio. Hard hitting the corner on McLernan. But the Dukes still with a hold of the puck. Salvaggio slides it across. Morrison waits. Thinks Weiser forcing the play and drops it off there on this side for Chaffee. Chaffee holding onto it, drops it off there for Hunter. Hunter back for Chaffee. Salvaggio steps to the center. Here's Hunter. Waiting, slides it across there for Morrison. Morrison waits, shoots, and a hot shot there is over the net and down the ice. For an unintentional clear by the part of the Dukes there on that quick ripper of a shot from Morrison. Out they come the other way. 1:09 left to play in the man advantage. Moving up that wing side, left-hand side. Chaffee stopping up, pressured there by the Rebels, trying to get him off the puck on the penalty kill. McLernan follows up, looking to clear, desperate to clear here are the Rebels. Going to battle it free here are the Dukes. Salvaggio trying to get that loose puck. Bit of a stalemate in the corner, finally out to neutral zone ice. Salvaggio turning with it, he looks to get a clean zone entry. On his off wing, holding onto it, stops up. Holds onto it. Slides a shot from the point, tipped on goal, and a great save. Rebound chance in front, another save made there by Mond. Good quality opportunities there for the Dukes. Still 25 seconds left on the man advantage. Dropping it off to the defense in Bullpit. Sliding it across. That goes all the way down here. Is taken by Toombs. Moved across here to the defense in James. James rips it down the ice on goal. And taken to Pierce now. Just 10 seconds remaining in the power play here. Pierce moving down that right wing side, trying to drop it off. And we're back to even strength here. Out come the Dukes. Dangling free, trying to drop it off. Taken now by Toombs. Sliding it free, trying to find his lead man there in Trainer, but that's all the way down the ice for an icing here against the Rebels with 4:18 left to play here in the third. The time starting to wind down for the Rebels here. 4:18 left to play, and they're in their defensive zone here with the Dukes still trying to keep their foot on the gas and extend that lead.
Attention fans, it's come to our attention that there is a gray van and an orange Nissan in the Sarek bus loop. They need to be moved ASAP or they will be towed.
McCormick on the draw here, trying to win it to himself, shoots it quick off the draw, and that's off the side of the goal. Another chance in front, they try to bang away, and that's taken here and moved to the point area. Stopped up by Crowley and chopped that. Taken by Rinka now up the left wing side, fires into the zone for a dump and chase, and that's stopped up by the Rebels goaltender behind the goal. Holding on to it now, Rebels looking to clear here. Off the boards, moved out and down the ice here for the Rebels. Looking to get that cycle play going into the corner. Moving on to it now is Joe Arsenault. Arsenault looking to set up the play. Good front pressure to keep him on the outside, try to pin him off the puck here by the Dukes defense. Taken here by McGregor. McGregor holding on to it, pass in front all the way to the point to Corbett. Corbett holding on, steps wide, tries to back in it towards the front. McCormick trying to clear that. Hartman on it as well. Trainer tries to get in front, backhand shot, just wide of that blocker side, looking to go against the grain. Quick shot there. That was a close call for the Dukes. McCormick gets it free. He fires it off the backside of one of his teammates, and now it out goes free. Out come the Dukes the other way. Gonna dance by was Rinko. Knocked out the puck. Hartman with a body check on the wall. 3:07 left to play here in the third. It could be a 2-on-2 the other way here as McGregor goes in on that right-hand side. Trying to drop it in front, and a quick paddle there by Kennedy into the corner. Moved behind the goal. Dropping it off. Good hit there. Rinko on it now, trying to clear. And now it's taken by the Dukes the other way. Moving free is Hunter. 1-on-2. Dances by. Hunter holding on to it. Can't get the shot away. Follows it up in front of the net. And a good poke check there by Mond. Aggressive play by the Rebels goaltender. Time starting to wind down here. Just 2:33 left to play here in the third. Give away in front of the net, and a great active stick there, but it's given away to Hunter now. Hunter in the offensive zone. Drops it to Green. Green back for Hunter. Hunter rips a shot that's blocked in front. And now come the Rebels the other way. Jet Mills across the line. He's got the first goal of the game there for the Rebels. He fires that in. There's a healthy hit in the corner, trying to take his man off the puck. A good reception here for the Dukes as they clear to neutral zone ice. 2:05 left to play here in the third. Here comes Chaffee. He tries to split the defense. On his own there, stripped to the puck. And that's into neutral zone ice. Morrison trying to backhand that free. Stopped up by Chaffee. Wind and shot there, and that's stopped and held by Kennedy with 1:47 left to play here in the third. Face off in the offensive zone. Look for Kobe Mon to go to the bench, and he's going to go to the bench for this draw. And so the Rebels getting it, or excuse me, their timeout is called here on the part of the Rebels to discuss some opportunities here for this face-off. A pivotal moment in this game, 1:47 left on the clock. And remember, in that second period, they tied the game with just 30 or so seconds left. To go to the third period of play. So an opportunity now to force overtime if they can with the goaltender pulled. Just down by a goal here against the Dukes. And some final discussions here with the coaching staff and the players that are going to be on this 6-on-5 action here in the offensive zone. It's Colby Mond on the bench now for the Rebels, holding his breath here as the 6 attackers are on the ice for the Rebels. 1:47, plenty of time left to work with the goaltender pulled if they can keep things in the offensive zone here, the Rebels. Toombs off the draw. It's a false start here. We'll reset the draw. And it looks like Moore's getting tossed from the draw, so Arsenault coming in. Draw one there, taken off right away by the Duke. Shot towards the empty net and wide. Moore follows it up in the corner. Still empty net here for the Dukes, but out come the Rebels the other way, moving up the ice. Trying to dance free, taking off the puck, fired back down. Glove down there by Sigsworth. He tries to clear. Fire back down the ice. 1:23 left. Goaltender pulled. Mills in his own net. Firing it around the boards. Finds McFarland. Ahead to Gamble. Gamble turning with it. Good aggressive forecheck here by the Dukes, trying to get that insurance goal and ice the game as that's moved across. Could be a stick check here, but it's taken here by the Rebels now. Mills dumps it in. 1:04 left to go. Mills in the corner. Across. We're down to the last minute of play here as that goes onto the point. Gamble slides it ahead. Works free. Trying to get a shot away. That's taken away by the Dukes here. Cleared into the neutral zone ice. 45 seconds to go. Gamble turning with it. Slides it ahead there for Chasson. Chasson sliding it through. Taken by Bullpit. Backhanded free. It's going towards the empty net. Will it make it? And it goes wide. And it's going to be an icing here against the Dukes. So 6-on-5, 34.2 left to play in the most important face-off possibly of this game. 34 seconds on the clock, extra attacker on for the Rebels. 1 goal hockey game, 1 goal lead for the Dukes. Can they hang on to win it here? As Toombs waits to set up on the draw. And this time a timeout on the part of the Dukes here, as they know the importance of this hockey game, looking to set up some defensive strategy to counter the push here by the Rebels. Some tense moments here at the Civic Center for both sides. I'm sure you can feel it at home just watching here. As fans on the edge of their seats here for these last 34 seconds. And of course another opportunity there for the Rebels on this timeout to discuss some offensive zone chances of their own here and get mentally set for the push they're going to need to provide here. Not much time left, but definitely enough for a quick play off the draw to get possession, traffic in front, and set up a play to tie the game. Goaltender pulled, 34.2 left. On the draw. Into the corner there, taken by the Rebels on the wall, off the point, across to Gamble. Gamble turns, finds Chesson. Chesson moves it in front of the net, shot, they score! With 22.5 seconds to go, the Rebels tie the hockey game with the goalie pulled. It's Mills, again, his second of the game. Unbelievable. And so just like at the close of that second period, this time with just 22 seconds left, and this time before the end of the last period of regulation, as we might indeed have overtime here. If either team can't score within the next 22 seconds, that is. And who knows? Pierce. Here they come again. Here's to the Rebels. Trying to work it on the point. 11 seconds to go. Shot there towards the net. Shot there, blocked in front. Taking again, another shot sweeping there is blocked. What pressure here by the Rebels. Mills throws it towards the goal. And that'll do it here for the third period of play. We will need overtime here to decide this one. And so once again, thank you to the game sponsor, Gateway Hyundai, to start this overtime period. 5 minutes of 3-on-3. If that doesn't decide it, we go to a shootout. 3 points are not on the line anymore. Regulation win counts as 3 points for either team in this tournament. 2 points on the line for an overtime win or a shootout win. So both teams setting up for some 3-on-3 action here. It's what you love about the big leagues in the overtime in the regular season. Now it's for this league here, and it's in the Maritime Hockey Championship. As the Dukes have yet to win a contest yet in this tournament. Remember, they won the PEI Championship against this team on overtime, and as they come in on the shot there, and a quick one by Moore goes into the glass. Gamble behind his own goal. Taking it here, sliding it a pass ahead for Sigsworth. Sigsworth, back to Chesson, back to Sigsworth. Gonna get a clean zone entry, looking for an outlet pass there. Moore on the back check, strips that puck. Stepping in, Moore waits, shoots, and that's over the blocker side. Into the near corner. Moved in by Bullpit. Sigsworth on that right wing side. Moving in one-on-one. Sigsworth holding on to it, stops up, thinks Weiser forcing the play, and dumps it back for a cleaner zone entry here as he drops into the defense. And Chesson goes ahead to Gamble, who dumps it in. Bullpit behind his own goal. Bullpit holding on to it. Trying to skate free, taking off the puck there by Toombs, chopped ahead. He's turning with his Morrison, dropping it off for Pierce. Second unit on here for the Dukes, moving ahead is Pierce, dropping it off for Morrison on the point. Morrison across. Here's an opportunity shot there, just wide of that glove side. As McCormick pulled the trigger on that one. Boom back across to McCormick. On his own line there. Here they come again. Pierce on that right wing side, skating down free. Holding on to it, skating into the offensive zone. Pierce on the wing, skating in front, and a good stick save there for Mond. Taking behind the goal, looking to set up the play once again. 3:21 left to go here in the overtime period. Out come the Rebels, looking to set things up. Pass across to Mills. He's got 2 already in this game. Can he get a third to win into overtime? Skating wide, holds onto it, and he can't get the wraparound. Holds onto it again. Mills drops it off. And Toombs skates out to neutral zone ice as Mills gets off the ice. And here come the Rebels once again. Line changes coming up as Chesson's back on the ice as well. Here they come up the ice. Chesson holding on to it. 2:48 left to go in the overtime period. Dropping it off there. As out comes McFarland, holding on to it, shoots, and a save made there for Kennedy. Tension in the air here at the Civic Center. 2:41 left in the overtime frame. Two points on the line now in this contest. Max Gamble on the draw, the captain. Wins it cleanly back to Chesson on the point. Holding on to it, waits, shoots, pad save, rebound in front. Shot there, just sails over the glove hand side into the netting. As Mackey and Trainer look skyward after that, he tried to chip it over the glove hand and just a little too much elevation on that one. As he had to get elevation, not quite that much, but pressure opportunities there, a good shot there. Looks like a rolling puck as well. You can get a little bit too much air on those ones as well. Hard to handle as it's taken here in the neutral zone ice. Chesson on it. Drops it off on the backhand to Gamble. Gamble. Nice touch pass there. Tic-tac-toe play here for the Rebels as they come in the zone. Chesson skating wide, waits, shoots, just wide of that glove side. Look to pick the corner. Some tense moments here for the Dukes as the Rebels have had the bulk of the chances here in overtime. They have that puck possession game so far over that first half of the overtime period. Down to 2:05 left in the overtime frame. Here they come again to the Rebels. Dancing down the wing here. McFarland moving wide, holding onto the puck. Moving behind the goal. Stops up, slides to the point to Gamble. Gamble holds onto it, waits. Tries to saucer pass in front. It's taken away here by Pierce, and now out come the Dukes the other way. Bullpit on the left, Pierce on the right carrying the puck. Pierce trying to dangle by Gamble, taken away. And now here they come the other way. Chesson with him. Sliding it free to him. Chesson can't get a hold of that puck. He goes into the corner. Pass in front, deflected off, skating it in! It's Gamble. He wins the game in overtime for the Rebels as he just got a piece of it with his skate. No kicking motion there as it's just a deflection of lucky bounce there and unlucky for the Dukes as Gamble deflected that one into the cage. It caught Kennedy by surprise, and the Rebels win this one in overtime. And they get the 2 points. So the Dukes still without a win to start things off in this tournament. The first 2 games. So another big win there for the Western Rebels. And we'll stay tuned here for the player of the game announcements. Brought to you by Gateway Hyundai out of Fort Hawkesbury. What a game this was. Big moment for the Rebels as they were a wild card moving into this tournament after their series loss in Game 7 to the Dukes for the PEI Championship.
Good afternoon, hockey fans. We just witnessed the Battle of PEI. Let's give these guys a round of applause.
31, Lincoln Kennedy getting the nod for player of the game for the Dukes. As he steps up for the photograph.
Player of the game for the Western Rebels, number 22, Rogan Chesson.
And 22, Rogan Chesson getting the nod for player of the game for the Rebels. Setting up that overtime winner from Gamble. That'll do it here for this contest. Thank you all for tuning in. The next game coming at you live at 3:30 as the Moncton Thunderbirds take on the Dartmouth Voyageurs. And that'll do it for this one. Thank you all for tuning in. This is Brendan Molley for High Button Sports. We'll see you in the next one.